Hello, this is Hussein Gandhi, and I'm here to discuss with you a deep discounted commercial project which you could use for your own self or perhaps for an investment. Now, we're looking at storefronts with storage on top. More about it in a little bit. In this video, I'll be looking at the project, the location, the opportunities, risks, and expectations. We're looking at a few critical timings, that means a few dates which are very important, and then we'll look at the next steps. So now let's look at this project. Now this is an artistic representation. The actual building is expected to consist of 4 units on the left and 15 units along the other side. So about just 4 units on this side and 15 on this side. And on top we will have self storage and perhaps office space. We are not very sure, but these are the units which I'm interested in because it has signage. Now signage for a small professional is very important. Now let's look at the location. So this is the location out here in Hamilton. If you can see, let me zoom out. It is a very industrial location, and then when it starts meeting the residential location, so the transient between the industrial and the residential, that's where the intended project site is. So you see this property, that's the property which we want to consider. So now let's go back to our presentation. Now, just why Hamilton? Hamilton is actually the 9th largest metropolitan city in Canada with a population of 762,000. Toronto is really expensive, and a lot of people are moving into Hamilton for the low cost of living. The immigrants seek the benefits of a sanctuary city, and their rush hour weekday goes, from Hamilton right up till Union Station, which is downtown. Now, what are the current status of the project? The builder has not even purchased the project. It is a conditional purchase right now. They're waiting to investigate whether the right permits would be possible, and to see the viability of the project. Once this is purchased, most likely within this week, they will start working on what we call as the declaration documents. Now, the declaration documents are the documents which will mention what this project is about. What I gave you earlier was an artistic representation, and that is what their intention is. But only after they have the necessary permits from the city can we know with a degree of surety that that's indeed what is going to be possible. So that's where we'd have the declaration documents, and we will be investing in this either through our own partnership. So I will be participating in this project myself, or you could buy one entire unit completely for yourself and manage that unit completely, because it's not cost prohibitive. The cost to you is only $55,000. But if you were to go through a partnership route, each unit of partnership would be divided by 10, and that's the cost of the partnership. Now, this is M6 zoning. Now, that's a wide variety of personal, business, and commercial uses. Now, out here, I would perhaps see a retail store, tradesman office, art storage, perhaps a medical clinic, because there is a lot of a residential, neighborhood down below. Um, we have medical marijuana. The area of Hamilton, um, it is, it might do very well for something like that. Um, Repair shops, basically a lot of things it can actually be used for. An art studio, lots of things it can be used for. Now, what is the opportunity? The opportunity is that you pay only $500 right now, and that also goes into a trust account. And why do we pay only $500 right now? Because, like I mentioned, that there isn't any, the declaration documents are not there. So I do not want to expose ourselves to a higher amount of risk. And then after $500, you pay the balance of um, $8,150 in 60 days, out of which 5,150 will go to the builder, lawyer, and trust, and 3,000 will come to my brokerage. Then 5,150 in 180 days. So you'll have a total deposit of 13,500 within the next 6 months, and of course the balance will be on closing. Now, the opportunity is to buy at super deep discount. Now, currently, including the brokerage commission, the unit stands at about 54,500. Now, this price is valid till Sunday evening. On Monday, I won't be able to honor this price. The price increases to $58,000. Now, this may be available directly from the builder at $60,000, but because of our commitment to buy a minimum number of units, and since we've been talking to them about this project right from the very beginning, in fact, like I told you, they haven't yet bought the property, it's yet purchased conditionally. Most likely, now this is again my assumption, there's no basis on this, but this is what I have a feeling based on what my discussion with my partner was, that most likely the price would be close to about $80,000 by the project starts building. That means not when it is actually built, but when the ground is dug up. And my expectations would be that this would be close to $100,000 at the time of possession. So the idea is to put in $13,500 and get something which would be a value of $100,000 in about 2 to 3 years time. Now, the rent is what I expect to be at $1,000 per month, and then one thing which we could do is we could flip the property, or we can refinance it at the new appraised value and take out a significant amount or even more than our investment of $54,500. So that's something which we can do. Now, if you buy each unit individually, you would have the full control on how to go about doing that. Now, like I said, that along with the opportunities come risks, and I have I'm on this page. I'm going to be discussing the risks and things which we need to do to mitigate them. This is a commercial project. This is not like a typical residential project wherein you'd have maybe 20% down and then you'd be able to finance the rest. We need to be prepared for the whole amount and maybe refinance after some time, because this will be a commercial project. The banks may tend to look at the um, the income generated um, uh, by the storefront, not your own personal income. So I'm not very sure on this, but I want us to be prepared. If you're going in with one unit, be prepared to close on it. Don't be under the assumption that you'll get a mortgage for the rest. Um, of course, we do not have any declaration documents. In fact, we have an idea of what we are going to buy. We do not have that on paper. So that's the reason why just $500 is required in the lawyer's trust account in 60 days, and most likely we'll have the DC in place, which is the declaration documents in place when the balance is owed. Another risk which we have is that it is not in an affluent neighborhood, but you can't find a commercial property anywhere in Ontario for less than 100,000, especially on the main level with a storefront. I have searched; it does not exist right now. So it's not something which I would consider as a very high risk, but it is something which you need to watch out for. Office desk spaces go for about $700 per month, and complete offices on upper levels, that means not even on the ground level, go for about $1,000 or more per month, close to this area. Now, what if the building does not get built? Now, if the building does not get built for whatever reason, the money is paid to the builder, is in trust, so you get your money back. Yes, you do not get to enjoy any upside potential, but that's the risk which you take. You at least get the safety of your deposit. Um, One of the risks is that the price does not increase as expected. I'm expecting us to be able to sell it at $100,000. The market value of that when the project is ready. But if it does not increase as high as expected, that is the reason why we have to buy it at a deep discount. Because even if we do not get what is as expected, we yet be able to come out on the green. So that's something which I really want to emphasize. If you want to take part in this project, you should be getting in on a deep discount. Now, I am personally investing in this through the partnership myself. So I am going to have some skin in the game. And I will let you know my moves. Now, this entire thing started off because I'm interested in investing through a partnership. That is where it all started. Now, a few critical timings. Now, this Sunday, that is 27th October, I need to send a letter of intent with your ID. So I can come over to your place, or we can meet up at my office, and we can send in the worksheet with your ID, and you'll need to pay $500 at that time, which will go to the lawyer in trust. And I can get only 10 units at this price. I've currently sold 4, so I can get only 6 more units at these price. And why are we getting it this price? Because first of all, it's at the nascent stage, and I've committed to purchase at least 5 units. So that's the reason why we're getting this price. Now, prices will go up on the 28th of October because the builder has already indicated that, and I've had to push really, really hard to continue to get the 55 or 54,500 price. Now, a critical date, this is the December, January, when we have the declaration documents. That's when we'll know what the actual project is all about. Right now, it's all in theory. There, it will be on paper, and when we get that, we'll have about 10 business days on reviewing the declaration documents, whether to go ahead with the project or not. If we decide to cancel at that time, uh, um, our deposit of $500 will be refunded back. Now, the prices will go up again most likely after the declaration documents will be signed. So the first critical date is 27th October, that is Sunday. I need to send them that these are the people who are interested, and then I will have to mail them a personal check of $500. And from Monday onwards, they would not honor our 54,500 price. It will be 60,000, though it is a very good buy even at 60,000. And then once the project is viable and it's going ahead, most likely the prices would be a lot higher. So, what are your next steps? The next important step is let me know that you are interested. Send me an email to agenthussain@gmail.com, or call or WhatsApp me at 6472933575. That's about it. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Thank you.